right, ladies and gentlemen, it is that time. It is finally that time of year. You can see on the screen right now. Everybody watching knows what time it is. It's mock draft o'clock here on the channel. Jack and I are back here today, and we are going to do a full 7-round mock draft for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Steelers have 11 picks in this upcoming draft, so I'm pumped. Jack, how excited are you that it is mock draft o'clock? It's finally time we can start doing mock drafts.
Mock draft o'clock nowadays hits way harder knowing that we are less than 100 days away from the NFL draft in Pittsburgh. Oh my goodness, man.
It's in Pittsburgh. I can't wait.
I am losing my mind. I'm so excited. I mean, mock draft o'clock was already one of my favorite times of the day, but this just amplifies my excitement. So
Well,
I'm over the moon right now.
Yeah, let's waste no more time. We're going to go into this draft right now. Shout out PFF. We're going to hit start on this draft, and we're going to let them skip to the Steelers pick, and then we're going to look at who goes above the Steelers. So Fernando Mendoza 1, Ruben Bain 2, Arbor Reese 3. Nothing looks out of the ordinary.
That's
Tyson 6 to the Browns. Mekhi Lemon 2, the Commanders. I love that fit.
So Carnell Tate goes as the third wide receiver off the board. Yeah.
Yes, I am
sure that'll happen.
Carnell Tate in this
scenario. Wait, did that just say the Cowboys took him? What?
Yeah. What are they doing? What are they doing there? Interesting. TJ Parker going 20 is kind of crazy too. He's a guy, I don't know. I feel like he could go in that range. But I feel like what everybody's going to want us to do, at least for the Steelers, we need a receiver, guys. If you're expecting to watch this mock draft and not see us take at least probably 2 wide receivers, you can go ahead and click off the video right now. We're going to take at least a couple receivers. They need some young playmakers. We think that they're going to have a new offensive coordinator that hopefully has a big growth mindset, a young guy who wants some young playmakers to kind of grow and develop. So I think wide receiver is kind of what we're looking here. But, I mean, does anything jump off the page to you? I'll scroll slowly so you can see it a little bit, Jack. Like, Concepcion is there.
I mean,
Boston is there.
To me, if you're the Steelers, if you're not trading down, I think the pick 100% is one of Boston or Concepcion.
But I do think there is an outside chance that they take someone like Akeem Mesidor. I don't know if you're familiar with him at all. Kind of an edge defensive lineman, got all the measurables. He's an older prospect. He's a 25-year-old. So, like, my thought process is he's going to be a late first rounder probably in all likelihood. If the Steelers do want to go defense heavy, I think Akeem Mesidor makes a lot of sense for them because we always know that they want to have a lot of depth on the defensive line. That's always been one of the strengths of their team. I don't know. A guy like Mesidor makes a lot of sense, but I think what they need to do, I think we're not trying to make this like what the Steelers would do as much as like fixing the football team, in our opinion. We want to fix the football team. I think it needs to be a receiver. And I do like Concepcion a little bit better than Denzel Boston. I think Jack said that Denzel Boston is a little bit like DK Metcalf as far as skill set goes. Kind of, a guy, if you get him his touches in space, he might be able to make something happen. He's good on crossing routes, stuff like that. Casey Concepcion, he can be used in the slot. He can be used out wide. He's kind of that dual threat guy. Like, I think, unless there's any final objections, I'm going to go with KC out of Texas A&M.
I would agree with that because I think, again, I would have Concepcion slightly over Boston. And even if I didn't, the tiebreaker would be the fact that Boston reminds me of DK Metcalf, and you don't want the same archetype wide receivers lining up for you, especially if you're going to use high draft capital on them.
Yeah. All right. So we'll move on. We're at pick 53 right now. And I can't lie, I'm fucking pissed. I'm fucking pissed. The Packers sniped the hell out of us. I was going to push D'Angelo Pons. I was going to make sure that was our pick here. Now I'm scrambling. I can't lie. This is not good. This does not look good. Listen, D'Angelo Pons, I think he's got a lot of good stuff. I like him as a prospect a lot. I think he's rock solid. And like the Steelers, what do they really have at corner outside of Joey Porter Jr., who was phenomenal this year? They have Jalen Ramsey, who I don't know.
Jalen Ramsey to me, I don't want to say I think he's a goner. I would not be surprised if he's not on the team. So I'd agree with that. Regardless, I wouldn't trust him very much at corner again. He's only getting older. I think the Steelers, corner to me isn't like the biggest glaring need that they have. Joey Porter Jr. is good. I mean, Brandon Eccles was good for what we were expecting. James Pierre had a good year.
Yeah.
I'd be fine if they took corner because I think that's one of the positions where, I mean, you really can't have enough of them because, I mean, those are guys that are constantly, at least for the Steelers, it feels like are constantly banged up as well. So it's nice to have depth at that position. Um, but I'm not necessarily beaten up over the fact that Pons got sniped because I think they could use some other things more.
Okay. Okay. So what's your pick here, I guess? I'll
With
scroll
that
very
being said,
slowly.
the board looks terrible.
Yeah.
Um,
Board doesn't look great. I know people Jacoby Lane is kind of like the guy that people point to and they're like, yeah, that guy's gonna be a Steeler. So I don't know if we want to double up on receivers super early, but like someone like Omar Cooper is there, Surratt is still there,
Trinidad
Jacoby
Chambliss
Lane
is
is
there.
there, Trinidad Chambliss still in
That
the
would not
PFF
surprise me
system.
in the least bit if the Steelers took Chambliss in round 2.
I think Chambliss is going to get another year of
You
eligibility.
really think he's
First
going to
off.
win that? My question is what this is a topic for a different day, but I don't understand why he's
Yeah,
trying to get another year of eligibility. I
I
don't know,
don't
but
get it either. You're going to be a top 50 pick probably, buddy,
yeah,
if you declare. Is he better than Ty Simpson? I don't know, but I think the NFL community is kind of lukewarm on Ty Simpson to the point where he might get pushed up boards. So, Trinidad Chambliss, if you're listening, declare for the draft, buddy. You have a chance to be a Pittsburgh Steeler and a chance to be the Pittsburgh Steelers starter this year. What do you think about a linebacker?
I'm
Is that crazy?
100% okay with that because I think Queens also couldn't be gone. At least I'm hoping.
I
In my
mean,
perfect world, I don't want him back. He's making too much money.
yeah, we're going to talk about that in a future video
Peyton,
about the idea of maybe Patrick Queen not being on this football team. And regardless, even if Patrick Queen is on the football team, the linebacker room is pretty bare. I mean, what do we have? We have Peyton Wilson, who led the team in tackles this year, who I'm not really certain we know what he is. I'm not really certain how impactful he is. Jack's given a big thumbs down. It's got like Malik Harrison there. Feels like that's a
it's
thin
not a
one.
good room. It's not a good room. Peyton Wilson isn't good. Patrick Queen might have the best PR team I've ever seen of any Pittsburgh Steeler ever. I don't understand what people see in him. I don't think he's very good either. He might see this and tweet me and tell me that those missed tackles were some fake stat or something, but I really don't think he's that good. Like you said, Malik Harrison. No. So
They picked him over Landon
I think
Roberts.
to me, especially if the Steelers agree with PFF and they think the best player available is a linebacker, I think that's 100% what you do. I don't know.
I think linebacker too is a pretty decent. Like I think it's a pretty strong linebacker class. This is not like a super heavy class in like any offensive position. I'd argue defensively, like it's a pretty good linebacker class. Josiah Trotter is somebody that comes to mind. I know I can already hear the comments. Joe, you're a WVU guy. He played at WVU, obviously. That's why I'm a little bit more drawn to him than the other ones. Yes, guys, but I've seen more Josiah Trotter than anybody else. So I'm going to give you my analysis on why I think Josiah Trotter can actually work in the NFL. He's a little bit of an undersized guy. He's not like a super tall linebacker, but he is incredibly physical, a great run stopper. That's what he did a lot of at Mizzou. First team SEC. He was phenomenal when he left WVU. Go figure. But I think he fits what the Steelers are trying to do. I think he could fit that kind of hard-nosed, tough mentality. I'm drafting Josiah Trotter.
Cool with me?
Look at that. We have a wide receiver and we have a WVU legend right off the bat. And the Steelers are back on the clock at pick number 76. And really take your pick here. We'll scroll through the board. I don't know that anybody got Skylar Bell going 73rd overall out of UConn. Wow. Jadarian Price, pick number 66.
I'll laugh my ass off if one of the Steelers rivals takes Jadarian Price with like real draft capital. Just throw that out there. Zachariah Branch exists. Fun fact.
That intrigues me. I like Zachariah Branch.
I think he's all right.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like you think he's all right.
I like CJ Daniels more, but this is a spot where I'd be okay if the Steelers took another receiver. I don't know about you.
I agree. I agree. That is what I was thinking, actually.
I have no interest in like a quarterback shot like Nussmeier.
I think we'll be able to listen. I'm a little bit worried that Zachariah Branch might not be there in a couple picks for us. I think Garrett Nussmeier will probably be there. We are 85
okay, so
after this.
Pretty close. I mean, I guess if you're the Steelers in this situation, you like Daniels or Zachariah Branch.
Yo, Jacob Rodriguez on the board still is kind of nuts.
The people's Heisman, apparently.
We're not doubling up on
What
linebacker.
about Deni Dennis Sutton?
I like that.
I do like that.
That does intrigue
Because that
me.
also means TJ Watt might have 1 foot out the door.
That
Um,
so do we push the Steelers might go defense heavy in the draft narrative? Do we go denied and something? We know they're going to pick an
have the
edge rusher at
Steelers
some
ever
point.
gone offense heavy?
No, never. They never have. That's why the video makes sense that you should totally go watch if you haven't watched it. Like, I don't care. They're going to get a defensive-minded head coach, and all of a sudden, people are going to be shocked when they pick a bunch of defense, even though they need offense.
I mean,
I agree with you
if they
guys.
hire Scholl, I'm 100% okay letting him rebuild the defense. Like, again, this is the topic for a different day, but the Rams have the lowest paid defense in the NFL, and Scholl has had them as maybe the best defense among like the last 3 years. It's been impressive, but regardless, topic.
Here's what I like. I think we go to Dennis Sutton, and then I think I'm smashing draft on Antonio Williams if he's still
I do like Antonio Williams as well. I would agree with that.
We're going to go to deny Dennis Sutton. We're going to get the Steelers an edge rusher. And Zachariah Branch is still on the board. So that is an option. Antonio Williams is still there.
Beck is still
there. Carson Beck, I think he might be there for us at 99.
Yeah.
I think we'll talk about him at 99, low key. Antonio Williams or Zachariah Branch? You pick.
I like Antonio Williams more. Not Antonio Williams' fault. He's got Cade Klubnik throwing him the football. I was actually high on Klubnik coming into this year. He disappointed me greatly. But yeah, I'm a fan of Williams here. I think the Steelers 100% should take 2 receivers at decently high spots here. They need it so bad, and
they need anything, any help they can get on offense. And Antonio Williams, very early, like before the college football season even started, this was a guy who was mocked like very early first round. Like he was in that wide receiver 1 conversation because everything was very up in the air. We didn't know who was going to emerge as far as the best receiver in the class. Antonio Williams was a very sought after guy. And I think he's a really rock solid prospect overall. I think that is a great pick for the Steelers at 65 overall. You're able to get, or 80, yeah, 85 overall. Sorry. You're able to get 2 really good receivers in the first couple of picks. I think that's great. And then 99, look at that, top of the board.
Uh-oh.
They're gonna take a quarterback.
I think they will.
They're going to at some point. Man, I mean, does anybody else jump out to us? I guess we should look at this. Malik Muhammad kind of interests me. Genesis Smith is there. I do think the Steelers need a safety, so that might be it. Who took?
I was watching some of those
Wheatley?
Ole Miss games in the playoffs. Dazon's dribbling is a hooper. I mean, I know we took 2 wide receivers already, so it's kind of pointless. But he's a hooper. That's another name.
Why not a third?
I mean, hey,
there's Mr. Cade Klubnik.
Mr. Klubnik.
Got Nick Singleton and Kadron Allen. If you're into either
Both
of them,
ass.
I think one of them's going to be good. That's what I've always maintained. This one of them is going to be good.
Allen,
I don't know which one
will be good. I think it's going to be Allen.
I think Allen has a better skill set than Singleton, but I think we're going to go Carson Beck. I think the Steelers get their guy.
I'm 100% in. He moved me with that game-winning drive against Ole Miss. Man, he's tough.
He's tough.
That throw that he ended the game on in the national championship. I saw the vision. He might have had him if he threw the ball just a little bit harder. Oh, we could have had Drew Aller if we waited.
Oh, dude.
Oh,
dude,
man.
There are definitely a lot of Penn State fans that listen and watch. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. I can't do it. I can't bring myself to do it. I think I'm good. Katron Allen's still there. If you're into that, I mean, it does get kind of
Trey Lance's
interesting here.
Available.
Hey, why don't we triple up on receiver and we can get perhaps a emergency quarterback at the same time? I was a Trey Lance believer way back when. I really was. I think that makes sense. Harold Perkins
is intriguing.
Shit. I'm not gonna lie. Like what happened to him? Because like he was supposed to be like some first round like generational linebacker.
This is the thing. I know everybody does this thing. It's like, oh, I know, like you ever hear somebody be like, oh, somebody picked this guy in the 5th round, the former number 1 overall recruit, that he sucks. You're probably right. I mean, yes, he probably does suck. We're in round 5 now? Round 4, late round 4. We're at the point where we're going dart throws. And I'm okay with taking a guy that was supposed to be one of the top prospects in this draft, especially at a position
Omar
of
Khan.
need.
Our general manager loves to go best player available, especially in these middle rounds. He doesn't like to necessarily address needs. So I know I said we're going off how we're fixing the team. We're going to adopt a little bit of Omar Khan. We're going to take Harold Perkins. There is a guy on the board here that I think that if he's there at 135, I think we run to the table. It's not Cade Klubnik or Jarrell. They're going to sit there. Don't care. Where is he? Where is he? Did he get taken? Oh, no, he's still there. Tacario Davis. Are you familiar with Tacario Davis?
I am. I'm a
kind of an upside shot
sneaky
corner.
Washington football guy.
Oh, you big UW guy? You like Jonah Coleman?
I do.
I'm a big Jonah Coleman guy. I know I maintained for a while that I think the Steelers draft a running back. I'm not so certain on that anymore, but I'm a fan of Jonah Coleman's
game.
You
know my theory on corners with cool names. I'm a fan.
They're corners with cool names. Tacario Davis, again, got injured at Arizona, transferred to UW, and he played a good bit. A good friend of mine, Ryan Parrish, who I had on the show yesterday at the time that you're seeing this. He's a big fan of Tacario Davis. He played like on and off. He's dealt with injuries for a lot of his career, but he's incredibly talented. He's your typical size that you want for a corner. He's got all the measurables. The production maybe just hasn't always been there his college career. But again, we're in round 4. We're taking upside shots. The Steelers need a corner, and we haven't taken one yet.
Yep.
So we're going to go ahead and snag Tacario Davis. I think we're killing it. I think we're fixing the Pittsburgh Steelers.
That's
right
one
now.
of the greatest names I've ever seen in my life. John Michael Gillenborg.
And he plays at Washington, and he's a tight end. That guy's going to be a stud. Yep. If we still had Arthur Smith, I mean, that seems like a guy who would be salivating over. Any John Michael Gillenborg truthers in chat, please stand up. Let me know. There's got to be at least one out there. Jalen Daniels
Desmond Reed
this year. Wow. Desmond Reed.
I see Kyle Lewis. I was looking at. I saw another pillow. Maybe that was just Reed.
Is Kyle Lewis still available? Do we triple up on linebacker? Although Perkins is more.
They have him as a. I know Kuiper has him as a safety. Yeah, he is still available.
Kyle Lewis. Do we want to take your guy?
I mean,
we can do it if you want. I think I like Kyle Lewis. I do.
Kyle Lewis is a very good football player. The issue is he is just small, which Kuiper has him as like his second safety on like his big board. So I mean, if that's the course of action, and he turns into a much better safety than you think he is a linebacker. I mean, I think that's still you're getting value.
That fits the need for the Steelers.
Right, it does.
They need at least one safety, probably.
Yeah.
Deshaun Elliott, I think, is going to be back, but like they need at least one safety, I'd argue.
So I'm 100% cool with Kyle Lewis.
So look at that. We drafted our future safety out there at Kyle Lewis, who is a ball player for Pitt. No complaints about that whatsoever. We got a WVU legend and a Pitt legend. I think Jack and I are both very happy. And the Penn State fans are probably not happy. All right. Back-to-back picks here. Wow, there.
Oh my goodness, there's a fullback as the second player on the
quarterback.
Tommy Castellanos.
This is not good. This is bad.
Oh my God,
this
Miller
is very,
Moss.
very bad.
Yeah, this is getting to the point. It's getting to a point here.
I mean, there are some guys on the. Trevor Pena is a guy that I like. He was really good for 1 year at Syracuse. Transferred to Penn State.
Every receiver that goes to Penn State sucks. It's not anything, no.
Yep. Not surprised. I am kind of surprised to see Jam Miller down this low. I think he's kind of worth a shot.
I mean, running backs this later. I mean, you know, there's a shot you're going to get value out of them too. So
now, Eric Gentry is someone that I know we've taken probably too many linebackers for our own good. Let me find this about Eric Gentry. I know I saw the tweet just a little bit ago. I got to find it. Give me 1 second here. He's at the East-West Shrine Bowl this week. I can't find his measurables. Yep, this comes in from Tampa Bay Trey over on Twitter. Trevor Sigma of Pro Football Focus. Shout out PFF for using their mock draft sim. USC linebacker Eric Gentry's official Shrine Bowl measurements. Height, 6'6", 99th percentile. 220 weight, 1st percentile. Hands, 10.5 inches, 96th percentile. Arm, 35 1/4, 99th percentile. Tweet says, Pro Comp is season 2 mind flayer from Stranger Things. This guy's a fucking demon. Guy's built like a goddamn
So, like,
tank.
what you're saying here is either he turns out to be a ridiculous value pick and he's a stud, or he's like the worst football player to ever walk the planet.
Yeah, there really is no in between.
I think at this point, it's 100% worth a shot. I mean, I don't care about
like
how many you've drafted
too.
at like a position at this point, because at this point, you're just throwing darts at a wall anyway. I mean, it's most likely not going to work out. So I'm okay with
And
it.
this is just mock draft 1.0. How often do you guys want to see this? Do you want to see this weekly, monthly? I don't know. We'll do one every once in a while. We're going Eric Gentry. You know why? Because he has a chance to be the greatest football player of all time. And we have back-to-back picks, so we're back on the clock. 213 and 214 back-to-back is kind of interesting. Do we want another pick at wide receiver? Do we think that's even worth it? Do we want a Kyron? He's not in the draft, is he? There's no way.
We'll figure it out.
Is he actually? Because, I mean, I know PFF has to update this.
I know he's not at Virginia Tech, I believe. He is considered a prospect for the 2026 NFL draft.
He is considered a prospect.
I don't know if that means he
true.
is in the draft.
he certainly is a prospect. Scooby Williams, phenomenal name. CJ Donaldson he's in the draft? How did I miss WV legend CJ Donaldson declaring for the draft? He was not good for Ohio State this year.
Google says Kyron Jones is not yet declared for the NFL draft. So maybe they're just assuming he will, but I don't know. Is he a senior?
He certainly is a prospect. I'll tell you that.
My pick here would probably be D-line. Interior.
We'll go D-line. We'll go best D-line available. I think that's not a bad pick.
This board is officially getting to a point.
Grayson Halton from Oklahoma, who, you know what? Oklahoma rushing defense, SEC, was not terrible this year. Was pretty good. It was good. So we'll go ahead. We'll take an upside shot. Now, 224 and 237 are our only remaining picks, and we are just throwing darts at the wall. You know what I'm going to do? The Pittsburgh Steelers need a punter, and we're not going to wait to get our guy. Who is the best punter available? Do you like Palmer Williams or Brett Thorsmore? Actually, Jack Stonehouse is a stud.
Is he related to Ryan? Is he related to Ryan Stonehouse?
Yes, he is.
Yeah, I'm in.
Yep, that's all I have to say. Syracuse punter, best punter in the nation, Jack Stonehouse. Corliss Waitman was 25th in the NFL this year in like per punt basis on yards. Terrible, not good, terrible.
Unfortunately,
so the Steelers finally have a punter.
I wanted to find our new Derek Watt.
That would have been a nice way to. That would have been a nice ode to Arthur Smith.
Yeah,
even though he never really used the full. I guess he did.
Yeah, he did.
Connor Hayward was. I mean, I want people to look at this collection of fucking quarterbacks we have here. Holy shit.
Will any of these guys play a snap in the NFL? That's the question.
Unironically, like, Sawyer Robertson is, like, the most intriguing out of all those guys, like, by far. Like, I think he's a step above all those guys.
Yeah. Baron Morton, there's just no chance that guy gets drafted. There's zero chance.
I'm gonna go Jeremiah Wright, the guard. We haven't drafted an offensive lineman. I mean, I know we don't necessarily, it's not like a huge need for the Steelers, but man, that concludes mock draft number 1 on our first mock draft o'clock, mock draft whatever day of the week it is when you're seeing this. Let's see what PFF gives us for a grade, and let's see what happens here. Our final grade is B-.
Bottom 23% draft.
Now I don't agree. This doesn't account for Eric Gentry being a fucking freak of nature. But A- for consent. All right, Josiah Trotter, C. They're not accounting that the linebacker class is awesome. Deny Dennis Sutton, disagree. Antonio Williams should be an A. Carson Beck, A.
Sure,
right?
Man. Sure, that's the best pick we made.
Carson Beck was the best pick we made according to Pro Football Focus. Harold Perkins with a C-. Takario Davis, B-. Kyle Lewis, D+. Listen. They're not accounting for the fact that he could also play safety.
I think he goes higher
Mel
than
Kiper,
to be honest.
I think he does too. I think he's a really interesting player. Like that, not this is like the same situation, obviously, because Kyle Lewis is significantly smaller. Think of like Isaiah Simmons. Like, would you take a shot on a potential Isaiah Simmons kind of guy? Isaiah Simmons got drafted top 10 because people were like, holy shit, he can play any fucking position on the field on defense. So yeah, I like that. Kyle Lewis, Eric Gentry, we already talked about that. And then Jack Stonehouse, C-. That is bullshit. That is fucking bullshit.
I'm surprised they didn't give the punter pick an F.
Yeah, they should. It should be an A, actually.
Yeah, should be.
But B- overall. Let me know what you guys think of our Pittsburgh Steelers mock draft 1.0. What do you think we should have done better? Was there anybody that you were looking at the board watching this video and you were screaming, draft this guy? Guys, you made the wrong pick. let us know. Jack and I love to do this. We'll do this very soon again. Thanks for tuning in to our first mock draft. Any final thoughts before we go, Jack?
I hope to see you guys at the draft in Pittsburgh. We're less than 100 days away,
Yes.
so get excited. It's
Yes.
real. It's happening, and
We will be
try not to
there.
get stuck in traffic.
We will be there. Try not to get
We
stuck
will
in
be there.
traffic. Although I don't know how that's possible. But regardless, excited for the draft, excited for more mock drafts. We'll see you guys later.